Loves, I have officially had enough of clout chasers faking disorders for views and likes on TikTok. People have been disrespecting and mocking others who genuinely deal with difficult conditions like Tourette's syndrome just to gain followers, and it's disgusting. The TikToker Ticks and Roses was recently called out for pretending to have Tourette's syndrome and faking tics in their videos. Just before we start, y'all, Ticks and Roses uses they, them pronouns, so please be respectful of this in the comment section. Also, I will be showing clips of their videos as well as from others who have Tourette's, so I just want to give a quick warning for anyone that might be affected by these clips. A little backstory, Ticks and Roses used to post content about how they live with their Tourette's syndrome. This content included TikToks about how they cook, do their makeup, or pack orders with Tourette's, and how their tics would affect what they were doing. They would always be laughing and smiling after their tics, which can be a way that people with Tourette's cope. But the fact that they were doing it every time made people kind of suspicious. Usually, a person with Tourette's would just carry on with what they were doing or saying, since it happens all the time. Their tics seemed to be conveniently timed. They would look staged, and they never seemed to hurt themselves, which is something that people with Tourette's have to deal with on a regular basis. But loves, people on the internet did what they do best. They saw BS and they called it out. For some reason, faking disorders for clout online, especially on TikTok, has become really popular. People have been faking disorders like ADHD, autism, and did it to seem quirky and different. But the most common condition that teenagers on TikTok have been faking is Tourette's syndrome. For those of y'all who don't know, Tourette's is a condition that causes a person to make involuntary movements and sounds, which are called tics. Sometimes these tics can cause harm and be painful. For example, if they jerk their head, it can cause strain on their neck. When people who haven't been diagnosed fake having these disorders for clout, it makes people think that others who actually do have these disorders are faking it. I mean, people with Tourette's syndrome already have to deal with ignorant comments from other people who don't believe them or think that they're lying about their disorder. They don't need attention-seeking TikTokers to make things worse for them. One content creator who actually does have Tourette's and makes videos to raise awareness and educate his audience is Glenn Clooney, who goes by This Tourette's Guy. He makes videos about his experience with Tourette's and ADHD, including serious videos calling out people who think he is faking, and more lighthearted videos where he cooks and bakes with his wife and children. First off, here's one of the more lighthearted TikToks that he has posted.
Hi, I'm Glenn, I've got Tourette's, and today we're going to cook lasagna for him.
As y'all can see, he's just carrying on and getting through it because this is something he has to deal with every day. And everyone in the comments loves to see this content. They're laughing along with him, asking questions, and empathizing with how exhausting this disorder must be for him. However, he also makes TikToks where he talks about the more serious side of living with Tourette's, like how it's difficult for him to go to the grocery store and the injuries he's had because of his tics.
To answer the question easily, I have hurt myself loads of times. I think the worst one I had was neck muscles, but I did that really hard one morning. And you said about cuts and bruises. Yeah, I've cut myself on video actually. Great question, keep them coming.
Honestly, it's gotta be so difficult for him, and I really respect him for using his platform to raise awareness and make people smile. Now that you guys have a bit of an idea of what it's actually like to live with Tourette's and how difficult it can be, you can hopefully understand why Ticks and Roses and so many more people are faking Tourette's on TikTok, and it's so gross and harmful. Okay, y'all, so Ticks and Roses was called out for faking having Tourette's syndrome when they would post videos of their tics on TikTok. Here's a video where they showed themselves packing orders and the tics that supposedly came along with it. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but it looks like they're putting it on for the camera. And the fact that they are smiling and laughing after faking these tics is just so insulting to people who actually live with this disorder. In another video, they fake tics while doing their makeup.
That wasn't a bad start. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Simba.
I just don't buy it. And I'm not the only one. Loads of people noticed that something wasn't quite right and suspected that they may be faking the whole thing, especially since they could sit on a live stream and not tick once. They also had another TikTok account where they wouldn't tick at all. So internet detectives started a subreddit dedicated to calling them out with evidence and analyzing their behavior in their TikToks. So many people wanted to figure out what was going on that the subreddit has over 5,500,000 members. One piece of evidence that did not look good for Ticks and Roses was that they had another TikTok account dedicated to crystal healing, where they wouldn't tick at all.
This is the perfect time to let go, revel in love and life, and just be. A simple way to enjoy the pink supermoon tonight is to charge a piece of rose quartz in the moonlight. If you're needing to release a pain related to love, give that over to the stone and feel as the moon helps release those old wounds.
Kinda suspicious, right? But stick with me, it gets even crazier. People even claimed that they had forged medical documents that they shared as proof of their disorders. But the biggest thing to come out of this situation was when the sister of Ticks and Roses actually posted a whole statement on the subreddit exposing them and the truth. In the post, she mentioned that she and her mom had always supported them and always accepted them. She says, "They cut communication with us. We have tried to reach out, but they no longer wish to have contact with us, and we haven't talked in years." She says that she does not believe Ticks and Roses has Tourette's, but says that they are mentally ill and that she disagrees with what they have done by faking having Tourette's. Post obviously got a lot of attention on the subreddit, and Ticks and Roses' sister answered some people's questions in the comments. One reply asked why they cut communication with the family, and this was her answer. "I'm not exactly sure. I've tried reaching out to them to talk, but they never reply. One day we were no longer friends on Facebook and they stopped talking to me. I think they thought me and my mom were unsupportive of them, but we really did support them and love them to the fullest. If I did do something wrong to hurt them, I only wish we could have a conversation about it." Another asked why she would have made all of this up and whether she had a tendency to seek attention. Their sister replied, "Honestly, I'm unsure why Emerald would fabricate this. I was kinda in shock when I first heard about everything. But yes, they do have a history of fabricating stories or stretching the truth, so to speak." So, y'all, the evidence was stacked against them, and it became pretty obvious that Ticks and Roses was faking their Tourette's. Pretty soon after they were exposed, they deleted their TikTok account, and by the looks of it, they haven't made a comeback yet. Anyways, loves, I think that we can all agree that the whole idea of faking any kind of disorder for clout is just gross. It only makes things harder for people who genuinely suffer from these disorders and increases their stigma. I mean, when you look at this Tourette's guy's TikToks, you can see that he's really trying to raise awareness and destigmatize Tourette's syndrome. But when you look at Ticks and Roses' TikToks, all you can see is a person trying to get likes and followers and mocking people who actually have the disorder. But loves, I want to know what all of you think about the situation. Why do you think Ticks and Roses did all of this? And do you think they will return to TikTok? Let me know in the comments. I love you so much.